Roughly 5,000 humans have conquered Mount Everest. Only a fearless few have reached Earth's deepest point. Conditions atop the highest mountain are undeniably brutal. Nothing compares to the horrors of the Mariana Trench. Eternal darkness rules this terrifying underwater kingdom. Crushing pressure warps solid metal like fragile foil. Underwater geysers violently erupt with scorching liquid sulfur. We will uncover those brave human explorers shortly. First, we must trace this agonizing downward journey. Let us begin our descent into the abyss. 40 meters marks the limit for pearl divers. Amateur scuba enthusiasts rarely venture past this point. 0 to 200 meters contains abundant life. 90% of ocean creatures inhabit this zone. Sunlight still pierces through the shimmering water column. This creates perfect conditions for phytoplankton to bloom. This biomass feeds a massive variety of organisms. Larger fish eagerly consume those tiny aquatic creatures. 332 meters is a diving record. A human achieved this insane depth with scuba gear. 200 to 1,000 meters brings twilight. Less than 1% of sunlight survives here. Local inhabitants evolved to generate their own illumination. They trigger bioluminescent chemical reactions within their bodies. Glowing lights attract unsuspecting prey into their jaws. Flashes of light also frighten away hungry predators. 565 meters marks another biological milestone. An emperor penguin can dive this incredibly deep. Zero photosynthesis means plant life cannot exist here. Yet many resilient fish species still roam around. They swim deeper to escape terrifying surface predators. 1,000 meters plunges us into total blackness. Sunlight simply cannot penetrate this immense water volume. 1,027 meters sets a military record. A modern naval submarine reached this extreme limit. Siphonophores thrive down to 1,000 meters deep. These bizarre creatures are close relatives of jellyfish. They live together in highly complex floating colonies. Creatures link around a central digestive tube structure. A careless fish approaches their hypnotic glowing lights. The siphonophore suddenly releases a barrage of toxic needles. The paralyzed victim feeds the entire greedy colony. The midnight zone begins past 1 kilometer down. Absolute pitch blackness devours everything in this realm. Food sources remain incredibly scarce in these depths. Deepwater creatures must heavily conserve their vital energy. Most animals simply drift instead of actively hunting. They passively collect marine snow falling from above. This debris contains decaying remains of dead fish. It includes rotting plants alongside feces and dust. 2,200 meters hides legendary monsters. Giant squids lurk quietly in these freezing waters. They engage in titanic battles with sperm whales. Those massive mammals dive down seeking a meal. 4,500 meters reveals the anglerfish. A glowing lure hangs directly above its teeth. Victims mistake this light for a juicy worm. It is actually bioluminescent bacteria inside an appendage. 6,100 meters features human technology. Engineers lay global internet cables across this seabed. Over 99% of oceans reach 6,000 meters. Going deeper requires finding cracks in tectonic plates. Violent geological collisions form massive underwater mountain ranges. These shifts carve out deep plateaus and trenches. This precise mechanism formed the legendary Mariana Trench. It stretches far south of the Japanese islands. The trench spans 2,550 kilometers. It measures exactly 60 kilometers across its width. The entire formation resembles a gigantic dark crescent. This abyss remains largely unexplored by human science. We know much more about the Martian surface. Pressure here is unimaginably lethal to surface life. It would vaporize a human in 1 microsecond. You would instantly transform into a blood mist. An unprotected person faces an absolutely brutal fate. Imagine bearing the weight of a 500-ton boulder. The trench floor contains violently erupting underwater geysers. They spew liquid sulfur and toxic carbon dioxide. These chemicals instantly kill ordinary animals from above. Yet deep organisms desperately need them for survival. The year 1875 brought a major discovery. The vessel, Her Majesty's ship Challenger, sailed there. They realized the Mariana Trench was the deepest. Primitive technology prevented an entirely accurate depth measurement. The crew recorded 8,184 meters. 76 years passed before getting more precise data. Another British Challenger ship arrived in 1951. Their advanced sonar equipment scanned the dark seabed. they discovered a massive hidden crack down below. It plunged 10,994 meters deep. This ultimate low point earned a terrifying name. Scientists baptized it the infamous Challenger Deep forever. This name honors both historic British exploration vessels. The deepest known fish appeared in 2014. Hadal Ecosystem Studies researchers made a shocking breakthrough. They found an entirely new marine snailfish species. These bizarre creatures survive past 8,000 meters. They look incredibly pale, with an eel tail. These delicate fish lack protective scales entirely. They seem completely incapable of surviving crushing pressure. A unique cellular structure keeps these creatures alive. Extreme cold and high pressure solidifies cellular fats. It hardens like butter inside a cold refrigerator. Expedition leader Jeffrey Drazen explained this biological phenomenon. Deep-water creatures must adapt their cellular membrane structures. Their biological barriers must remain completely liquid underwater. Their cells contain massive amounts of saturated fats. No other predators exist beside the Mariana snailfish. This ghostly fish enjoys a total lack of competition. Even this unique creature cannot reach the bottom. The Challenger Deep floor remains entirely off-limits. Sea cucumbers and albino woodlice dominate the bottom. Giant amoeba creatures called foraminifera also thrive there. These represent the most common bottom life forms. Methane emissions provide excellent energy for tiny microorganisms. Liquid sulfur also fuels these bizarre alien ecosystems. Sometimes, a massive dead whale carcass floats downward. This creates an absolute feast for deep scavengers. This bloody underwater banquet can last for months. Geologists also hold deep interest in this trench. Scientists discovered underwater lakes of boiling liquid sulfur. Similar deadly lakes exist on Jupiter's moon, Io. Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh made history together. The scientist and Navy lieutenant descended the trench. They became the first humans to reach bottom. They needed to test a new submersible vehicle. The Navy demanded trials in extreme environmental conditions. January 23rd of 1960 marked the date. They began descending inside the heavy bathyscaphe Trieste. Their terrifying downward plunge lasted nearly 5 hours. They could not conduct any proper scientific research. The vessel lacked the necessary complex analytical equipment. They could not even capture a single photograph. The descending Trieste kicked up an immense dust cloud. Thick sediment completely blocked their small viewing window. Piccard and Walsh returned with one vital discovery. Life truly exists at an 11-kilometer depth. Jacques Piccard claimed he saw a flat fish. Modern marine scientists completely dismiss this visual claim. They firmly believe he actually saw a sea cucumber. Another massive discovery proved equally important for humanity. Jacques disproved a very popular scientific theory then. People believed deep water lacked any upward movement. Nuclear powers viewed the trench as a dumping ground. They wanted to toss radioactive waste down there. Two brave explorers prevented a massive ecological disaster. They saved the Pacific Ocean from radioactive contamination. The harrowing descent took 5 physically exhausting hours. They spent a mere 20 minutes on the bottom. Terrifying pressure quickly destroyed their external battery packs. Their vital sonar and multiple thrusters failed completely. A terrifying crack suddenly appeared on a porthole. The researchers deeply wished to explore the abyss further. They wanted to thoroughly study the Challenger Deep. The United States Navy recognized the severe mortal danger. They strictly limited Trieste to 6,000 meters. Half a century passed before another human tried. Film director James Cameron initiated the next attempt. He created cinematic masterpieces like Titanic and Avatar. Cameron already possessed extensive deep underwater diving experience. He descended heavily while filming his movie The Abyss. He joined expeditions to the rotting Titanic wreckage. He explored the sunken remains of the battleship Bismarck. We have explored nearly everything on the surface. We only send machines to visit other planets. Humans only travel to low orbit in space. The joy of discovery remains in one place. We must explore the dark depths of the ocean. Only 3% has been fully studied so far. Many grand discoveries still await us down there. James Cameron shared these thoughts in the year 2000. No existing submersible could survive 11 kilometers deep. Cameron and his team had to build it themselves. Constructing the deep-sea Challenger took over 7 years. The miniature bathyscaphe held only one single person. It became history's most complex underwater exploration vessel. 180 systems controlled three-dimensional external cameras. They managed life support and crucial communication devices. A hydraulic arm collected vital soil samples outside. The strange vessel resembled a sleek vertical torpedo. This shape provided ideal aerodynamics for rapid descent. A thick metal sphere protected the pilot inside. Cameron steered the heavy bathyscaphe from this sphere. The director invited Don Walsh to witness the dive. Walsh was the only living trench veteran then. James asked for advice regarding terrifying hull noises. What if I hear cracking at 5 kilometers down? Don offered chilling but incredibly practical survival advice. If you hear a crack and remain alive, keep going. You will never hear the one that actually kills you. James Cameron plunged downward on March 26, 2012. The ambitious director captured mountains of incredible footage. This material birthed the documentary film Deep Sea Challenge. Things did not go entirely according to plan. Cameron wanted to spend 7 hours exploring the bottom. Thruster failures forced him to finish in 3 hours. James sat cramped in a painful bent posture. The metal sphere measured barely over 1 meter wide. I felt completely isolated from all of humanity. I felt like an astronaut on another planet. This place is utterly empty and completely lifeless. Cameron vividly recalled his lonely cinematic deep-water journey. The Hollywood director found no visible life forms there. The landing site looked incredibly flat and desolate. Yet, James brought back fascinating deep-sea soil samples. Scientists discovered countless unstudied microorganisms hidden inside them. Nobody disturbed the Challenger Deep for 7 long years. Daring human expeditions finally resumed in 2019. 10 more people visited the Mariana Trench floor. They descended inside a vessel named Limiting Factor. Businessman and explorer Victor Vescovo designed this submarine. He built it specifically for extreme depth survival. Victor and his sub currently hold multiple records. He became the first person to descend multiple times. He visited the deepest points of 4 major oceans. Victor also shattered the absolute deepest dive record ever. Chinese scientists became the latest Challenger Deep visitors. They used an advanced submersible vessel named Fenduji. November 10, 2020 brought another milestone. They broadcasted live videos straight from the ocean floor. The Beijing channel CCTV aired this incredible footage directly. Viewers could easily imagine themselves as underwater explorers. The Mariana Trench remains desperately underexplored today. Recent years have shown massive technological research progress. Every single expedition yields fascinating new scientific answers. We constantly meet previously unknown, strange deep-water inhabitants. Even the most isolated place cannot escape humanity. Researchers found plastic bags littering the deep trench floor. They spotted discarded candy wrappers resting in the darkness. Microorganisms already show severe signs of chemical pollution. These creatures survive in incredibly brutal, extreme conditions. Understanding their biology could revolutionize modern medical science. Deepwater geysers might hold the ultimate biological secret. They could be the birthplace of all earthly life. Trench bacteria might explain the origins of our universe. We want to know what you think below. Share your thoughts about these fearless deep-water heroes. Do not forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to our amazing channel for more thrilling mysteries.